What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are. Here we are with another reaction, and this one we have arrogant American tries to outsmart Jaishankar, and that just ain't smart. Seen too many videos of reporters, of journalists, of politicians, of people trying to outsmart Jaishankar. It never goes good for them. It never goes good. But here goes another. Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to support the channel further by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit the join button and receive your exclusive benefits. Let's get to it.
Why do you think anyone will help Delhi after you didn't help others over Ukraine? Thank you.
First, I would urge you to get the factual position accurately. That I come in one conflict because it will help me in conflict too. That's not how the world works.
Where does India fit into this? But are you planning to not pick a
no,
side?
I'm sorry. That is exactly where I disagree with you. This is the construct you are trying to impose on me, and I don't accept it.
You cannot also sit on the fence.
I don't think we're sitting on the fence just because I don't agree with you. Doesn't make me sitting on the fence. It means I'm sitting on my ground.
Dr. Jaishankar, with the Indian government essentially ignoring war crimes in Ukraine, not condemning Russia, not doing sanctions,
Question.
you then expect, I'm totally sorry, I know what I do, with India counting on global support for in its struggle with China, its issues with China. How do you think you'll be trusted by others after that? Why do you think anyone will help Delhi after you didn't help others over Ukraine? Thank you.
You know, it's an interesting question which you might, I mean, not you, meaning you personally, but people might want to ask themselves, because if I were to take Europe collectively, which has been singularly silent on many things which were happening, for example, in Asia, you could ask, why would anybody in Asia trust Europe on anything at all? So here's the take. I don't think, I mean, first of all, I think you're mischaracterizing our position, where they have, for example, when Bucha happened, we condemned Bucha, and we actually asked for an investigation into Bucha. In terms of what is happening with the Ukraine conflict, our position is very clearly that we favor an immediate cessation of hostilities. It's not that we've ignored it, unless you call phone calls to Putin and Zelensky as ignoring something. So first, I would urge you to get the factual position accurately. Secondly, in terms of the connection you are making, look, we have a difficult relationship with China. We're perfectly capable of managing it. It's if I get global understanding and support, obviously it is of help to me. But this idea that I do a transaction, that I come in one conflict because it will help me in conflict too, that's not how the world works. So a lot of our problems in China have nothing to do with Ukraine, have nothing to do with Russia. They predate it. And there are, I mean, if we are getting into who is silent on what issue at what point of time, I could point to a whole lot of issues on which, as I said, I mean, Europe has held its peace.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Y'all never care about India when they're being attacked. Even when you look at the most recent Pakistan terror attack on India, how many countries did you hear just come out and condemn Pakistan for that? Not many. A lot of countries were saying, we hope that peace can be made between them all. We need peace there. We need nobody who condemned Pakistan and said Pakistan is in the wrong. I didn't hear it. If there are, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about countries in the West, because those are the countries that seem to always want to condemn India for not doing exactly what they want India to do. But how? But when y'all got an issue, y'all just want India to be right along your side, condemning and that. But when India going through things, where are y'all? That to me is just like, I mean, it's hypocritical. And it's what Jaishankar says almost every time. Like, Y'all can't just expect us to be all. And the fact that the reporter said, "How can you expect help from the world when you won't?" And it's like, bro, y'all ain't been helping them for so long. India been on their own. It's just wild to me that they expect India to do exactly what they want them to do. Yet when you see attacks on India, nobody condemns these countries. Nobody's standing up for India.
I mean, it's a great polemical point you made. So I take it in that spirit.
I think as a follow-up to that, a lot of the noises I've been hearing, both in the United States and here in Europe, is on a similar train that you have a problem with China on the border. It's been going on for decades now. It is getting worse. What position does that leave you in when it comes to seeking support if further incursions are done, further skirmishes happen at the border or within the border to kind of echo what's happening in Ukraine in terms of sovereignty issues that are being raised?
Sorry, do you mind if I interrupt
No,
you here?
please do. But I want to come back to a question, the crux of the question, which I asked a few people in the political circles, in the financial circles. What's your big question? And one of the foremost geopolitical strategists on Wall Street sent me this question for you. And the question is simple: if and when the choice comes down to it, not today, not tomorrow, but in the future, and she strongly believes it will, for India, will it become, in terms of support, the US or China? And that will be kind of a defining moment that comes out of the situation that we face with Russia right now.
And we got to, it's funny because we actually got to see this like small clip in another video. It wasn't the whole clip. But they're trying to box Jaishankar in with these questions to make, like, you got to make a choice. Is it going to be USA or China? And if you say USA, then you need to be condemning Russia. Because if you expect USA to help in that situation, you're trying to, I mean, we know where this line of questioning is leading to. Jaishankar not going for it. He's not finna fall for it, bro. He's talk to him, Jaishankar. You answer the question.
Look, number one, why I wanted to interrupt you in a way. I mean, I'm partly reacting to the previous observation. Somewhere Europe has to grow out of the mindset that Europe's problems are the world's problems, but the world's problems are not Europe's problems. That it's
So was this the first time he said that? Was this that moment he said
if it
this?
is you, it's yours. If it is me, it's ours. I think that's something, and I see, reflections of that. Again, in terms of, there is a linkage today which is being made. A linkage between China and India and what's happening in Ukraine. So come on, guys. I mean, China and India happened way before anything happened in Ukraine.
Who's saying
The Chinese don't need a precedent somewhere else in the world on how to, engage us or not engage us or be difficult with us or not be difficult with us. So, as I said, I mean, I just see this as frankly a not very clever argument, a very self-serving one.
That's exactly what it is. I love how you put that in. It's not a clever argument. It is a very self-serving argument because that is exactly what it is, Josh. I love watching this dude, man. I could watch him answer questions all day.
This idea that, your grand strategy must be about how you will choose. I will do what, as all of us do. I will weigh the situation, everybody, after all, how do countries eventually make decisions?
Mr. Jaishankar, there will always be two axes at this point. I think it's an understood, accepted fact that you have the West, US-led, you have China as the next potential axis. Where does India fit into this? But are you planning to not pick a side?
No, I'm sorry. That is exactly where I disagree with you. This is...
Damn. He like, this ain't the time, and India stood on this. You feel me? And I feel like I've seen videos of India's, the time of superpowers is coming to an end. It can't be the US versus China and the rest of the world got to pick a side and you got to pick your master. Which one are you going to serve, the US or China? No, 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 no. India's preached. Powers are shifting. The world is shifting. We are going to a world of where there's more cooperation between all countries, right? Where not just one or two countries have all the power, but where power is shared among so many. We're becoming more cooperative world, and so that I think that's what frustrates us. It's not U.S. or China, like not we, because we're not bowing to either one of them. You feel me?
This is the construct you are trying to impose on me, and I don't accept it.
Is becoming a key point for transshipment of Russian oil to bypass sanctions. How does that serve India's foreign policy interests?
I don't know. Does whoever wrote that knows what transshipment means?
Well,
I mean, transshipment is when
explain
you
it to
get
the
it.
rest of us.
No, when you get it and you sell it to somebody else. I've not even heard of anybody in India thinking along those lines. So yes, we do buy
So you're
Russian.
saying the Wall Street Journal report is inaccurate that they're quoting?
Politely, yes.
Okay. So
I can say it less politely,
India is
but
not a conduit to any Russian oil transactions.
No, not at all. I mean, listen, please understand the oil markets. There's an enormous shortage of oil. There's a physical shortage of oil. Getting access to oil is difficult. I mean, a country like India would be crazy to get oil from somebody and sell it to somebody else. I mean, this is nonsense.
What will or what is
Oh dang, that's new because I guess I did hear that too. So I'm glad Jaishankar shared cleared that up, and that India was buying like a ton of oil, and I mean, of course, you need enough for your citizens, but I guess or crude or whatever, and they do whatever to mix it, and then they sell it to other countries. I guess is what I saw in a different video, but I appreciate Jaishankar for clearing that up.
India's position on the world stage? Because if you want to talk about one-fifth of the world's population, you cannot also sit on the fence when it comes to foreign policy matters. Non-alignment isn't plausible if you want to take your position on the world stage. What does it look like with 3 years of your government left, approximately? And what does
Of this stuff.
of
2 years, actually.
Oh, 2 years.
Yes.
Thank you for the correction. Or even in the next decade or so. What is India's position? Sitting on the fence is not an option to be a world leader.
Look, I don't think we're sitting on the fence just because I don't agree with you. Doesn't make me sitting on the fence. It means I'm sitting on my ground. And my ground is actually, what are the big challenges of the world? Okay, big challenges of the world are climate change. I think I'm very critical to the solution. I can be an exemplar. I can be actually an arena for an enormous leapfrogging of green technologies. Look at terrorism. Look at the emergence of a world order. Look at security. Look at sustainable development goals. I mean, you take any and all of the big challenges of the world, some part of the answer either comes out of India, can be contributed to India. And again, I hate to say, it's a bit like a broken record, but look, a lot of things are happening outside Europe. We have, partly because of climate change, for a lot of humanitarian, natural disasters, humanitarian responses. In our part of the world today, a lot of people look to us to help out. The days when they expected Europe to come, which Europe did at the 2004 tsunami. The difference today is nobody's even thinking of that anymore. So the world is changing, new players are coming, new capabilities are coming, but a new agenda must come. The world cannot be that Eurocentric as it used to be in the past.
And who will India play with? Will it be Europe and the US, or will it be China and
Oh my
Russia?
days. How many times are you gonna take this question, repackage it, and deliver it? I feel like I've heard the same question 3 or 4 times, and he's answered this question 3 or 4 times at this point. All you're doing is repackaging your question and trying to force him to pick a side. He's answered you 3 to 4 times. He just said he doesn't accept your reality has to be one or the other. It's your reality. He's saying we don't accept that. We are not accepting of that. Stop asking. Okay, Jaishankar, you got it. I'm sorry. So,
Look, they're not exclusionary, but we are a democracy. We are a market economy. We are a pluralistic society. We have laws and contracts. We have positions on international law. So I think that should give you a fair part of the answer. After all, you began the question with a reference to the Quad. I mean, even though we didn't get much time to talk about it, but the fact that you have today a grouping like the Quad, we just had its summit in Tokyo, where very important decisions were made on connectivity, on telecommunications, on supply chains, on cyber security, in fact, on maritime domain awareness. It should tell you something which direction we're going. So again, I urge you that don't use necessarily a caricature version of one situation as a yardstick to pass a sweeping judgment. Because even on Ukraine, do reflect on this point. Somewhere at some point, surely the conflict has to end. Somebody will have to, a set of people, it cannot be a single country, probably not, will have to engage the players. It is our collective interest to find some kind of resolution, unless you're throwing up your hands and say this is not fixable. So at that point, I think people will need us.
Says a diplomat, a career diplomat turned politician, then diplomacy, and keep going with it. Thank you very much, Minister, for joining us, and thank you all for being part of this conversation. Please give him a round of applause.
Okay.
We're taking a quick break.
very well done, Jaishankar. Very well done. That's all we have for this video. I need y'all's thoughts in the comment section. I need to hear what y'all thought. To me, they kept trying to entrap Jaishankar with the same question just to make him choose a side. But Jaishankar is not falling for those tricks. He's not having it. That's all. I'll see y'all on the next